talking about.
Yes, yeah.
All right.
Good thing the audio wasn't on.
I thought it might have been.
Hey, it was informative.
And it will continue to be.
You're watching The Wake Up Call here on LoadedTV.com. We're super excited that we are in the news and review.
Again.
Every week now.
We have a big spread in there.
Yep.
And then we're in
Super
there
excited.
twice.
Here, let me look at it again.
Check out. They're on like the 20 pages. What pages were they?
Something like that,
Well,
like 23 or 26.
So you guys are watching LoadedTV.com, and we're live from the Bonanza Casino. Our show is called Wake Up Call, and we're on every Monday through Friday, 9 to 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Yes.
Chat in, tell us hello.
It's
Let
easy.
us know where you're chatting from. Thank you, Betty. She says we rock.
Thank you.
Thank you,
So
Betty.
here we finally have a copy of it that we can actually show. So here we are in here. Oh, I don't know if we can see. Which is on. We're mentioned in the Changing Channels, which is all about the local news stations. So we get mentioned with all of the major news stations, and that's us.
This
and then
on
us.
page 16 and 17.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're mentioned with channel 2, 4, and 8.
The local airwave expansion also includes internet-based broadcasters. LoadedTV.com kicked off a Reno morning show, Wake Up Call, a year ago, operating inside the bar at Bonanza Casino from 9 to 10 a.m. Hosts and guests, that's us, talk about close-to-home topics and incorporate on-screen social media. The challenges, okay, and then it goes on.
And then did you see us on 23 right here?
Yes.
Talk about us a little bit.
And then we have our ad, if you guys, so.
It says Natalie does crafts, and I'm
Oh,
weird.
wait, am I doing it right? Okay, yeah.
Says Natalie does crack, and
And I'm weird.
Brandy's weird without crack.
So we're really excited. Check that out. Did Ken write the article? No.
Kai Plaskon
We didn't
did.
write our own article.
Yeah, I know that.
Wait.
We would have said a lot more things about us, and
Exactly.
our picture would have been in it if we'd written the
AJ's
article.
chatting in from Kenya. Pete71
Nice.
says,
Hey,
hello,
Kenya.
I'm new to this. Well, Pete, welcome to
Hi, Pete.
interactive
Yes, welcome.
internet television.
Glad to meet you.
We are all good on this Friday, by the way.
TGIF.
Yeah.
It's been a long week.
I am like, I should just have crazy tattooed across my head because I am like, some things I just, oh, sorry.
Are you
I'm
like all
just
over the
running
place?
from, yeah.
Oh, I
one
feel
thing
you.
to the next.
We move next weekend. We haven't even packed one
I know.
box.
I'm feeling
Not
a
even
little
one
bit
box.
sad for
You
you
haven't
guys.
even started
No.
packing yet?
No.
Holy crap.
Oh, yeah.
You're in for a fun time.
Oh, yeah. So that's what this weekend's dedicated to.
So
Yay.
good morning, and we're going to have a great show today. What do we have on the show this morning?
Oh, my gosh. So we're going to have some wacky, crazy news, of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Ken, you're doing some tech?
Oh, of course. Every day we have tech, and I don't know. I don't plan these themes, but we're going to be talking a little bit about shopping again. Remember, I discussed.
You don't plan the theme.
I don't plan these themes. They just kind of happen. I find things, and then I find other things that are like those. I don't know. So, like last
Alright.
week, I was
Shopping.
talking all about sex, and now it's shopping this week. So, yes, tech and shopping.
Awesome.
This is. I like this approach that they're doing. It's only in one store so far, but I don't think it's going to catch on.
Aw.
But we'll see. We'll see. But we'll talk about that later.
Alrighty.
And then we have a cool food segment from Dave.
You know, it's so funny when I saw that. I'm sorry. We
Where'd you
just
think
got
of
the
that?
cheese. I don't know. I thought it was a video about cheese. Like a funny video. I don't know. I got confused by that.
We'll have
So
to find
the
a funny
wedge
cheese video
cheese. That's a good one. That place is really cool. And that's
Yes,
new.
I love cheese.
I do too. And then movies.
Movies of Oscars coming. I don't know. We'll
Hopefully,
see.
Oscar.
We'll
will be
talk
here
about
this
movies
week.
even if
Yeah.
he
We'll
doesn't
see.
come.
Yeah.
An event sponsored by the Reno News and Review.
Yes, of course.
So some events coming up for us just really quickly. We are going to be covering the Reno Rodeo, which is, my goodness, it's coming up fast. It's a
It
month
is.
and a half
June,
away.
isn't that
Yeah.
nuts? Time is
Yep.
flying.
So we love the Reno Rodeo, and we are going to be doing some awesome things that have not been seen. And
We're
then
going to
what's
be
up
there
to-
like, I think, probably 12 hours a day or something.
Yeah.
It's
It's
going to
gonna be crazy.
nuts.
This
We
is
got
my first
shifts.
year,
For like 10
actually.
days in a
super
row.
fun.
I've never done the rodeo, so this
I
will be
mean,
my first year doing the rodeo. For
It's a
Loaded
lot of
TV.
work, but it is really, really fun. I love the rodeo because there's so much going on all the time. So Mallory saw the article. It was great. Love that. And she loves that live at the Polo Lounge show. We're going to be having lots more shows coming on Loaded TV, by the way, as well. New programming coming up this year, so we're excited. Also, we're going to be doing the air races. That's not till September, though. So.
Yeah,
Yes.
we have a little bit more time to plan that one.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
there's so much. And if you guys want to book us, we're filling up fast. So just email us at
Yes.
info@loadedtv.com.
If you
to
have an
find
event.
out. We'll fly out anywhere.
That's right. It's lots of fun. All right. News.
News, wacky news. All right, I'll start off today. This woman decided that she was going to break into a house using their doggy door, the owner.
I've done that.
Doggy door.
Yeah, I've done that.
And,
To sneak in the house, back in the house.
I originally thought this story was more interesting because I thought because they said the headline was something about breaking in doggy style, so I automatically pictured her nude.
Of course you did.
Because I'm a guy and that's where you go when you hear that phrase. But no, she actually just broke in using the doggy door, not naked.
Well, are you sure she wasn't naked?
I'm sure, yeah.
Okay.
Although she was found in their bathtub, she was still fully clothed when they found her.
She was hiding out.
Oh, was she hiding?
Mm-hmm.
She was hiding out.
Yeah.
The guy at his home heard her about 1:45 in the morning. So again, this is another one of
That's
those
pretty
freaky
creepy.
situations where you wake up and you hear someone's in your house.
Yeah.
Turn on the light.
Where's those cameras?
He looked all around.
Oh.
Hello. He looked all around and he found that the doggy door was busted and a black dress was on the ground outside.
What
so
in the world?
She was
stripping
in
on the
there,
way in.
just kind of stripping on the way in, but as far as I know, she still had her undergarments on in the bathtub.
Bizarre.
Said that she was just there to use the phone.
What in the world? You can't go to like a restaurant.
She's in jail
and
now. She's being held on $4,000 bond, and yeah, this is just as freaky to me as that story I told you last week, where the woman woke up to the guy massaging her feet. Remember
she
that?
hadn't been drunk or on drugs. This doggy door girl.
Ooh,
These
that's
people
weird.
have
The
got
massaging the feet.
Nerve. I mean, to break into a house when people are there, and then to get in their bathtub. Hi.
Well, people
I'm here to
are
use the
because
phone.
they're
you
on
keep the phone
drugs.
in the bathtub, right?
Nikki said she's had other dogs break
Yeah.
into her house, and they just follow her dogs in through the dog door.
Yeah, and I can see that, right? But
Well,
I did a story about cats stealing things and bringing them into the house.
yeah,
through the
or
dog
raccoons will walk on in.
Door. Yeah.
There's been from my experience, people like that a lot of times are on methamphetamines, and they've been up so long they don't know where they are, and they're doing all these crazy things, and
they're lucky these homeowners don't have guns
Don't
because
shoot
I
them.
would
Oh,
be
yeah.
shooting people. If I wake up and see you in my house, you're in trouble, and it's lethal trouble.
And that's the great thing about Reno is we can all have our CCWs in the carry.
I have a
And
funny
be
story about the
responsible.
doggy door. So when my mom was a teenager, which was, we won't say when, she used to sneak in the doggy door all the time to get back into the house. Well, my uncle, her brother, younger brother, was really rotten. So he, one time he got in. So, I'm trying to think what he did. He hooked up the loudspeakers and the phonograph. So when she came in the doggy door, it blared this music, and everybody woke up. Like my grandparents, like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, so
Probably scare the crap out of
rotten
her,
little
too.
brother. Yeah, you got to watch out for those doggy doors. Animals can come in.
It's true. At
crazy
least
women.
lock them at night or something, when you go to bed
Mm-hmm.
or when you leave the house. I would only leave it open when I'm home, right?
Exactly. And a lot of them have the steel or the aluminum or metal doors that come down. You can put down when you're gone during work or whatever. God, I'm so glad I didn't have any siblings growing up.
You're only child?
I am an only child. I have a stepsister, but she didn't live with us, so
No,
I didn't
yeah,
have
it's
the
like you're
same,
only child. You're actually
experiences.
glad? Were you not lonely?
No, I was fine. It
One
didn't
of my
bother
friends was
me
the
at
only
all.
child, and she said she was so lonely and played with herself a lot, and she said she would never only have just one kid ever.
I
Because
read
of
tons of books. I directed my own little movies in my head with my action figures because I had these things called Micronauts. Google it. And Star Wars toys and stuff. But I was perfectly entertained.
Well, I love my sister. I'm glad I had my sister. But
I love my stepsister. She's great, but I love her more because we didn't live together and get on each other's nerves.
Yeah,
when you're
I
younger,
fought with my
and then
sister a
once you
lot.
get older, you get along a lot more. Like my sister, closest to my age, is 6 years younger than me.
Yeah,
so
see, mine
it's kind of
was
like
closer.
being the only child in a way, but we fought a little bit, but different kind of fighting because she was a lot younger. But now we're like the same age because we're
like
both in our
besties, right?
20s and stuff.
Yeah.
And we like to hang out, and we're legal.
Yeah, I fought a lot with my sister, but we're best friends.
All
now,
my
so.
toys were my own, and if they were broken, it's because
Yeah.
I did it.
Yeah, no, I mean with my sister, my mom would hear they'd always be like, "Bitch, curling iron," She's like, "What's going on?" We're like,
At the same time, you have a best friend.
"Oh, I love my sister to
need
death."
it.
Bitch, curling iron.
So
So-
Kendra's just tuning in. She says, "What is this show?" And then David asks if this is at the Bonanza. So
Yes, we are at the Bonanza. We're live
we have a
right
lot of
now.
new people on.
Yeah.
And he's saying this is so cool because
What is this show? We're coming to you live from Reno, Nevada. We just
It's called
We're
the
a
Wake Up
variety
Call.
show.
We're your alternative talking news show for your mornings, and we tend to focus on fun stuff and not the dreary, depressing stuff that
I know, I have
other
so much
networks
depressing
cover.
I don't know about her. You pay so much attention. He's all, is your sister a DJ on the radio? I heard you mention her. Oh, that's so interesting.
Is that true?
Wow, she does that sometimes, but wow, I'm surprised you remember. That's a good memory.
That is a good memory.
Wow.
So I just have to, because I really love music. You know, I'm a singer and I have band. George Jones died at 81 years old. He was a music legend, country music legend. He had a multitude of hits. You love country music, right?
Love country music.
I don't like country music, and even I know who he is.
George Jones, yeah. Stop loving her today. He had a big baritone voice. I don't know if we have a picture of him when he's younger, but he was a country music legend. He was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame, and this is Sam when he's quite young. He was actually quite known for being a bit of a boozer. He liked his booze, but he had a very kind of a...
As most of them do.
Yeah.
I was going to say, some of the best
It's
musicians
death
really
medicine.
hit that. I mean, Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of big
He
names.
survived. Look at him, though. He's so cool. So, yeah, he did die. But, you know, it is sad. But he was 81 years old, and
He lived a good
He
life.
did.
81's a good age.
it is a good age. And I think he really was it was a little bit rough and tumble there, at least in his early years.
That
so.
just means he has better stories to tell.
Yeah, he lived his life fully. So, want to just say he's on and going on to the big concert in the sky, and he will be missed.
Yeah.
There are two stories. There's so many stories I want to talk about. I have
Mhm.
at least 4 written down, but there's 2 I really need to. It's amazing. The first one is they bottled up. Are you ready for this? Oh my God.
Yeah, this one's crazy.
Oh.
All right.
Well, this is what we had the discussion about off camera.
Yes,
Okay.
and this
Okay,
makes
so
my
we were
head
talking about.
hurt.
So they bottled up. This is in Germany. They took samples of like
The Germans.
1,500
I
women.
don't understand why.
Their smells. This is called
Vulva.
the vulva.
Oh my God.
So they had
Original. What?
Yep.
So they sampled
Yeah, it
the
is.
smells of like
Vaginal.
1,500 women or something.
Whoa.
And this is their advertisement, and this is not even a joke. This is insane. I was actually watching this on the doctors yesterday, and I'm like, so I know it's real.
Oh my God.
So does it go down there, or is it for your other
for example, like, the
nether
men can apply it to their wrists
The
and
men.
stuff to get them in the mood.
Oh,
You
God.
know,
Oh,
but the
man.
ladies can apply it to themselves.
Take a Viagra.
To attract. Can you guys believe this? I thought this was a joke. They even have this commercial, and I really thought it was a joke,
This is
and it's not.
freaking ridiculous.
First of
Ooh,
all,
I wanna see the
if you're healthy, you should have a 0 smell down there, just to let everybody know.
Oh my God.
So I don't know what they're taking these samples from, but apparently it has some baby powder smell or something. And it's supposed to get the guys in the mood and attract men. First of all, if I'm gonna attract a man, I would not.
You
wanna
do
wear
not
that.
need any help
I wouldn't. Well, I'm just saying. Would you want to
attracting
attract
men. Let me tell you right now.
They're thinking with their other head. You know what I
Look.
mean? If they're smelling this vulva perfume.
I-
Oh, and it comes in a vial, by the way. You know those old cocaine bottles that everybody used to have
Yeah.
like, back in the
Oh,
80s?
great.
That's what they
Okay.
sell it in.
That's okay. Look, I see a lot of stuff every week on the Live at the Mustang Ranch show that we do every week, and it doesn't faze me. This
This is insane.
makes me embarrassed. I don't
We
know why,
have-
but that
Okay. Do you
That
want to see the
embarrasses
ad
me.
for it? Should we show it? Because it's kind
Smell
of
my-
it's weird.
you mean
Well, there's the commercial ad that we
Oh,
downloaded
God.
to show, and it's weird. Like you just think it was like it had to come out on April Fool's Day or something. Do you
Well,
want to play it, Stuart?
Here's
Oh my
what,
goodness.
though.
Oh God.
Okay, we're gonna watch this video. This
Here
is
we
like
go.
Spanish flies. This just reminds me of. No more.
Vulva Original. Worldwide unique. The real erotifying vaginal scent of a desirable woman. Vulva Original is not a perfume, but the captivating intimate scent conserved as odorous substance, made to satisfy your own smelling pleasure. The precious organic substance is embedded in a classy glass vial. Gently shake the glass vial. Just put a tiny amount of the desirable substance on the back of your hand, and after a short time, the exuding, irresistible smell of a vagina immediately fires up your mind's eye. Not only men use it to intensify their sexual pleasure, women also use Vulva Original to make themselves even more attractive by using the perfect vaginal scent. Our biggest challenge has been to conserve the chosen intimate scent without changing it too much. Vulva Original is real and suspect to supervision of strict international terms of references. Health risks are excluded if you handle the product as predetermined. Smell and enjoy the intimate scent of a desirable woman. Smell me and come.
Well, if that isn't wacky news, I don't know what is.
You know what? They have a different name for this. It's when men break into women's houses and steal their underwear.
Oh,
that's the same thing.
Right.
I don't know who thought this was. You know what? We gotta get some.
It's a cologne
You know
for
what?
fetishists.
They said
That's
it
awesome.
smells like baby powder or something. I don't know, but that's just odd. No, thank you. I would not want to wear it because I don't want to attract men in that kind of way. Ugh.
I'm embarrassed for them.
Weird.
I'm sorry. That's awful. I thought that was.
Kendra said that'd be a news story on any channel. Thank you, Kendra. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
China smell.
My
Woo!
God.
Would you guys
I think we
buy it and wear it? Kendra says it beats 2, 4, and 8. Yes, it does. Would you guys buy this and wear it, man or woman? Would a
never.
man wear it to put you in the mood?
No.
Okay. Do you guys know that they sell those? Oscar probably knows. No, I don't mean it in a bad way. But they have these, like, they try to sell you like that there's pheromones and you wear this certain cologne and they dab it on and then you're supposed to attract them. It's all
It's crap.
hoo-ha.
It's snake oil.
It's total snake
not
oil.
Real.
It's really not pheromones?
No.
No, I mean,
No.
There probably
They might
is.
synthesize some but it doesn't work
It
the way
doesn't
everybody
work.
thinks it works. You're not
It's
gonna,
not like you put it on, they have the commercial, and then the women are like, they go crazy.
I've always wanted to try that. Utterbutter says, okay, I'm sold. News and review, or bang on about you. You guys are great. Bob says, no shame, push the limits.
Yeah, we do.
Hey.
Yes, we do.
We are on the internet. We can't
What
do
a
that.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Okay,
Let's go to
completely
something else.
different. Yes.
Okay.
There's a Las Vegas man today who's waking up behind bars because he became so mad at being turned away from speaking with a pastor at a church that he got into his car and then drove it through the entrance and down the hall of the church. He got so pissed off that he couldn't. I don't know what he. No one says what he wanted to talk to the pastor about. But apparently it was important. And he felt that he needed to be heard now. He needed some divine advice immediately, and so now he has lots of time to pray in jail.
And think about it.
$8,000 bail. Charges of felony burglary. I don't know how they worked that in there, but they attached it to the charges. Felony burglary and destruction of property. Now, I expect the destruction of property charges. Burglary, I don't know. What was he going to steal after he got in there with the car? So basically, the 51-year-old Wilson got out of his Kia Spectra, smashed furniture. Okay, so he drives through the front entrance. He drives down the hall, gets out of the car, starts smashing up the furniture, knocking holes in the walls.
Wow.
And this all happened around 5 a.m.
And he was on a substance as well.
Yeah,
He had
and
to have
I
been.
guess the building inspector has cleared the church. They said that it's structurally sound, so people can still attend there while they're doing the remodeling that is needed, obviously. And no one knows if he has an attorney yet, but
He needs one.
perhaps God will provide one for him.
Opens the door.
Oh,
Like,
my
am I here yet?
You know, God didn't give him anger management skills, apparently. I don't know.
Well, maybe he'll pray for it in jail, and he might receive some. Ask and he'll
Unlikely.
show.
I don't get it. I mean, people, control yourself. It's not worth.
No one's
Impulse
controlling
control,
themselves,
people.
though.
Impulse control.
I'm just going to go crazy.
Maybe someone was wearing that cologne and it just enraged him to the point where he had to damage things. That's how I felt after we watched the commercial. I'm sorry. that commercial.
Yeah, Ken was not happy with that
That's
commercial.
I don't like the
I
commercial.
have
sorry.
this. Do you have a story? Because I have one I'm really excited about.
Yeah,
that
you
I
go
wanna
ahead.
Share. I got this one from Mrs. Campbell. Okay, this one is actually really great. It's a noble thief. This is amazing. There's some pictures of this. A drunken thief returns a stolen bike with a free Domino's voucher
great.
attached. As drunken thieves go, this recent graduate could be the nicest of them all. He even returned the bike they shamelessly stole to its owner with a letter of apology and a voucher for a free dessert attached.
Weirdo.
The note said, I was straight white girl wasted celebrating their university success.
Oh.
The anonymous crook left
He
the
felt
bar
bad.
and said it dawned on them that they were stranded miles from home. They couldn't afford, the buses weren't running, and he couldn't afford a cab. So, yeah, he said it was too late, couldn't catch a bus, and I'm too broke to afford a cab, so I borrowed the bike without asking. The bike snatcher then goes on to recount how the ride home was lusciously smooth from what I remember. And they end the letter with, anyways, I'm very sorry, I did not ask to borrow your bike. So I have returned it with a coupon for a free lava cake at Domino's as an apology.
Well, he tried to make amends for what he did. I mean, you shouldn't steal things, but I understand. He needed it.
So, like, he signed the letter at the bottom, cheers, bike thief. The owner was so happy to have his property returned that he posted the picture of it online, and it's already got over 900,000 views.
There's a book, that's pretty cool. There's a book, if you guys are ever interested in stuff like this, these notes that people leave. It's called Found. Have you ever heard of this book?
No.
Oh my God, it's so cool. So what it is, it's like a book of all things. Like they leave, when people like leave little notes, like, or in books or on the ground, and this guy picks them up and like put them in this book.
Messages in a bottle.
Yeah, it's so funny. If you ever, it just kind of reminded me of that. Some bike thief.
You would like letters from a nut then.
Yeah, I like that kind of stuff. So everyone's asking, do we go to church?
No.
You know what? Yes,
No.
I mean,
I go to the Buddhist church
oh my
sometimes.
gosh, you do?
Yeah.
I've never
It's
been.
by my
I'd
house.
Check that out. When I was growing up, I used to go 3 times a week.
Yeah.
It was crazy, but I tried to. I haven't been in a while, but I really like Sparks Christian Fellowship. Oh,
Yeah.
But
Yeah, my parents try to get me to go, and I don't.
Do they?
They backed off that quite a bit because they know that Karina and I just don't do that. But
Yeah, I
I have
like
nothing against it. I just don't.
I like the Buddhist church. It's more just like dong dong dong.
I wouldn't mind
dong,
checking that out. I'll go check that out with you
Yeah.
today, Natalie.
Just more laid back.
It's just like meditation.
The Sparks Christian Fellowship I go to, it's like totally young vibe. They have like rock bands playing.
Yeah.
And it's just
I used to
totally
sing in the band over there actually, like years ago.
Wow.
I did. There was an old Baptist church called Point of Grace. It was up on the way towards Steamboat, and I was in the Christian band up there for a while. And then when I joined the Masons, they had a problem with that, so
Oh,
Really?
I left the church. So I haven't been back since.
That's crazy. Yes,
So.
yes, Dean. My family is really religious. I have an uncle who's like a pastor. My mom goes to church often. Yeah, they're all involved. My aunts, all that. Why Buddhist, Natalie? Just kidding.
I've been to church. I was raised, I don't even know, probably Methodist, but
Probably not.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Church out there. It's super
But I
cool.
like to go to church. I think churches. I like to go to all. I've been to. Sometimes I like to go to temple, and I don't know. I'm always checking new
It's
stuff out.
interesting. I took a world religions class in college. It's really interesting, all that stuff out there.
Yeah, it is really interesting. All right, we got to wrap it up.
Yep.
Oscar is in the house.
Woo woo.
So he's going to be
talk
coming
about
up. I don't know
movies
which movie it is. What movie are you going to talk about?
We're doing a summer movie preview.
Summer
movie
Super
preview.
excited about that. Love the big
Very
blockbuster
cool.
movies. All right, summer movie preview coming up. But first we have tech. After you just hang on, and we'll be right back.
Yep. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome to Mario's Portofino Ristorante Italiano in the heart of Reno's Midtown District. Open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner. It's a family-owned restaurant serving authentic and delicious Italian dishes using the finest homemade pastas and the freshest ingredients in all our recipes. Chef Roberto Galizia set out to create the only Italian restaurant in Northern Nevada to feature a menu that reflects the true palate of Italian cuisine. Portofino Ristorante offers a warm, inviting atmosphere which makes you feel like you're in the heart of Italy every time. Ciao!
And you want a salt and pepper to taste. Hi, I'm Chef Dave Preston, Chef de Cuisine of Wake Up Call on LoadedTV.com. I'm also Nevada's guru to the good life, and I live in a world where without technology, I would fall so far behind. I use technology every day. I use the internet. I use video on demand, and I have a high-tech phone, and it all comes from Charter Communications. They have a thing called the Triple Play. For $29.95 a month for the first 12 months, you get the fastest internet according to PC Magazine, over 10,000 titles on video demand, and a telephone that has local and long-distance calling unlimited. It's a great way to resource. It's a great way to get knowledge and information. It's something I live with each and every day. Again, it's called the Charter Triple Play. You want to find out a little bit more about it, you can call 855-75-SWITCH or go online for Charter.com and learn about the Charter Triple Play. It's my preference. It makes me better at what I do. And you can say that Nevada's Guru of the Good Life said Charter Communications will answer all your questions.
New Charter Triple Play. TV, internet, and phone for just $29.99 a month each when bundled. Call 855-81-T-PLAY now.
And welcome back. You're watching LoadedTV.com live from the Bonanza Casino in Reno, Nevada. You're watching The Wake Up Call, and I'm Ken McKim with your Tech Bites update. So, earlier this week I told you about this new-ish invention. Came out over the last year. It's a bunch of kiosks in malls. It's called Meality, and basically you walk in there, there's a wand that goes around your body. It takes over 200,000 measurements based on the water vapor on your skin. You enter the booth fully clothed, by the way, and then it takes all these measurements and it spits out a list of all the clothing brands that you're interested in, and then what your perfect size is for each of those brands based on these 200,000 measurements that the sensor does. So what I'm going to tell you about today is more to do with the shopping experience than actually how you get fit for clothes. And this thing is really cool. It's only in one store right now, and it has a weird name. It's called Hointer, and I don't know why they named it that. It doesn't make any sense. But basically, it gets rid of salespeople, and a lot of people are going to be excited just by that element, because you hate it when you walk in somewhere and you feel high-pressure salespeople are just there to make their commission, not really there to help you or be informative. So this system is app-driven. So you walk in there, you download the app to your smartphone, okay? You go in there, you scan the tag. It's an IR code. You scan it with your smartphone, and right now they're primarily focusing on jeans, and it's primarily being marketed to men, which is kind of strange. But, so here we go. You scan it, scan like 10 different pair, right? You then go into the fitting room, and still, you're all by yourself. There's no one has come up to talk to you at all at this point. So you go into the fitting room, and everything that you just ordered comes down this chute, like the old school trash chutes that you see in some high-rise apartment buildings, except it's not dumping trash on you, it's dumping denim. So all the jeans come out of the chute, you pick them out, you try them on. Anything you don't like, there's a second chute, and you just put the cast-offs in that chute. And then you can go back out and do the whole thing all over again if you want. And you never talk to a single person. Every transaction is handled via the smartphone app, including the payment for the merchandise. So this is the brainchild of a Dr. Nadia Shurabura, and I hope I didn't mangle her name completely. She has quite the pedigree for something of this nature, because she was the former head, or she is the former head of the supply chain and fulfillment technologies for, wait for it, Amazon. So who knows this stuff better than her? Not too many people. She also has a ton of experience in retail and a PhD in mathematics from Princeton University. So she's much smarter than most of us, I think, at least mathematically. So I don't know. I mean, I see the appeal of it, because I don't like the pushy salespeople either. I mean, who does? But I don't know, unless they start expanding this to more clothing options and types, then I don't know if this is going to take off. What do you think? If you saw this, would you actually use it? I mean, would this keep you coming back, knowing that you don't have to deal with salespeople and the whole thing is just self-serve? I think it would be kind of novel the first time to see all the clothes come flying at you and then just be able to kind of throw them out. Betty says she would try it. I would like to have personal advice. Let's see, sounded better than I could say it. How much is the app? As far as I know, the app's free. How spooky? Does it work for both men and women? The name of this is called Hointer, H-O-I-N-T-E-R. I have no idea what the name is supposed to be short for, if anything, if there's any special meaning. It's really bizarre sounding, so maybe you'll remember it. Maybe that's what they're counting on. It's a little spooky, I guess. Does it work for both men and women? Nikki, right now, if you go on their website, it says right there in the description that it's primarily being marketed towards men who are looking for jeans, don't want to be bothered with talking to people, and just kind of want to get in and out and go. I'm sure if it catches on, they're going to expand it. I mean, any good idea that does well, of course, there'll be many permutations of it down the road. But are you sponsored by Amazon, Ken? No, I know everyone says I should be for as much as I mention them. I can't help it. I love Amazon. I love their prices. The best example that I always give, don't buy an HDMI cable at a big box store. Don't do it. You're going to overpay. They're going to sell you an HDMI cable that's 6 feet long, and they're going to try to give it to you for $40, and that's when you laugh at them. You just throw it down on the ground in front of their feet and say, ha! And then you leave. You go to Amazon, and then you get the same frickin' cable for $6. And it's not 6 feet, it's 10 feet. So I love Amazon for that kind of thing. I'm just a big proponent of that. Working at Amazon sucks. I understand that the warehouse is not, the best environment. A lot of people have complaints about it, but the service itself, I like the return policy, but I am so sorry that they treat their employees like crap. But yeah, Ken, what's the best full flat screen on the market? Depends on what you're looking for. I would stay away from 4K TVs. They're all the rage. That's what everybody talks about. It's overpriced for the technology. Go OLED instead of 4K. Trust me, you'll save a lot of money and it's a better picture. That's all I have time for today. I could ramble on, so I'm not going to. We're going to be right back. We got much more on the Wake Up Call. Stay tuned. Send your questions to me, Ken at LoadedTV.com. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Got a lot to get to today.
There is certainly a lot of good food here at the Bonanza. I'm Chef Dave. I'm going to make a foodie out of you. Give us a watch each and every morning, and we'll talk about wine, produce, food, great recipes, fun things to do around Reno. Every weekday morning from 9 to 10, it's Wake Up Call.
In 1946, the first Kinder Family Meat Market opened and customers were lining up to get a taste of Kinder's barbecue. The same is true today. Kinder's Meats Deli and Barbecue in Reno means fresh, daily, cooked-to-order meats from their open-to-the-public meat counter. Ribs are their specialty, no prepackaged meats, only the freshest, slow-cooked, savory St. Louis ribs money can buy. And every Thursday, succulent beef ribs from 3 generations of hard work and family pride. Kinder's Barbecue and Catering, fresh from their smoker to your table.
Welcome back to Wake Up Call, zooming around the world from the biggest little city, Reno, Nevada, on LoadedTV.com. It's a network, it's what we do, and today we're doing something very special. We're in one of the biggest little rib houses in all of Reno. We're at Kinder's, and I'll tell you what, these folks know their ribs, and we're going to find out. I don't think it had anything to do with Adam and Eve, but if it did, somebody benefited from it. I'm with Michelle Davenport, one of the owners of Kinder's, and Michelle, we're going to start with some ribs, and when you start with ribs, you start with what?
Tequila lime rub.
Wow, and you got more than one rub.
We do. We have actually 6 rubs. We have a mild, a hot rub. We have a lemon herb, a tequila lime pepper. We have a blackened seasoning, and then we also have a prime rib seasoning.
See, and the problem is, for me to ask what's in those, they would never leave me. I'd never be able to leave Kinder's. I would be here for the rest of my life. So let's start out. And this is the one we're going to use is?
This is the tequila lime.
All right, we're going to do this right now, and we're going to make these ribs. This is how it all starts, folks. We just go right ahead and pepper them up with those rubs and just pat it in. That's all you need to do. And there's so much wonderful rub out there that anybody can be a great rib chef as long as they pay attention and know it's all about slow cooking. So you can see Michelle's being very generous. Now, what are we going to do now?
Okay, so now we're going to take these and we're going to put them into the smoker. Okay. We smoke our ribs for 3 hours.
And how hot is the smoker?
So we run it at 275 degrees for the 3 hours, and we mainly get them to the point where they're flexible, where they have a nice bendable arch in them, and that's how we know that they're nice and tender and done.
And that's about as far as you need to go. You don't want to overcook them. What happens when you overcook a rib?
They just dry out, and you lose all of that juice that makes your ribs amazing.
And that's something you really want. And the interesting thing, the smoking helps break down the fat, and the fat drips away.
It does, and it makes just a nice, juicy outside, and then that rub just adds so much flavor to all of it.
And what kind of ribs are you using?
We're using St. Louis pork rib.
And that is the best known rib for any competition. And I'll tell you what, after this smoking, you know, you just can't go wrong. And you do this, how many ribs you do usually in a week or so?
We do a lot, a whole lot. Lots of cases of ribs every single week. And that's just for this store, and then we have our catering on top of it.
Absolutely. And now with the summer coming, I'm sure your business really picks up.
Absolutely. That's what we look forward to. The busier, the better.
And you know, you can always call Kinder's on your way home from work and pick them up.
Absolutely. We'll hold them for you, and so that way you make sure when you get here you have some waiting, hot and ready.
And I think we also should mention the fact that they have a whole lot more in the way of a product other than ribs. You have a lot of meats. This is a little meat market, folks, a great old-fashioned meat market.
We do. We have pulled pork, we have prime rib, we have rib eyes, we have smoked chicken quarters. It just goes brisket. We smoke our brisket for 13 hours.
Sausages?
We have 3 different kinds of sausages, and then we also have beef ribs every Thursday that we smoke for 13 hours.
And that is a real treat if you haven't had a smoked beef rib. Notice she said 13 hours, and that's because that really breaks it down nice and tender and delicious. So, like I say, on your way home, just give Kinder's a call. Now, you can buy the meat fresh and cook it yourself.
Absolutely. Everything that we sell on our menu cooked, we also sell raw to the public.
And the only thing I can tell you is I'm too lazy to cook it, so I'd call Kinder's. We'll be back with a dinner date with Brandy right after these important messages here on LoadedTV.com, zooming around the world from Reno, Nevada. We'll be right back after this. I'm Dave Preston, and that's Brandy DeQuinn, and
It's our dinner date with Dave.
what can I say? Here we are.
We're at Kinder's.
I love it, I love it. And we've got the goodies. We've got the smoked ribs, which we saw, and the ball tip, which is below the tri-tip. Y'all heard about tri-tip? Well, it's at the bottom, and it's got less fat than a tri-tip, so it's all meat and absolutely juicy because they smoke it. And I'll tell you right now, folks, the secret with any meat, make it really flavorful and juicy, is slow cooking. But we're Americans, we're not that patient.
I'm not that
That's what-
patient,
we all come-
but
we
I'm
pass
glad
on.
Kinder's is patient for me.
Patient. All right, let's start out with these ribs. Fabulous ribs, smoked. Wonderful lemon tequila rub on them, just to see what you think. And now we got sauces. You know, I have 5 sauces. Now they got an extra hot for me, and they got a mild, and they got a hot. You don't want either one of those?
That's good plain, too.
I know, that's the whole point. That
Oh
is the
my
secret.
goodness.
If a good rib is rubbed properly and cooked properly, they're good without any sauce at all. So let me just make sure that Brandy, I wouldn't hate for Brandy to make a mistake. Yeah.
I've been smelling this. It's teasing me right here.
You know, just for argument's sake, I'm going to take some of their hot sauce, which is extra hot.
Okay, let's
And I
try
will-
that. I'll try some, too.
All right.
Are we putting yours on it or on the
I'm
side?
going to roll it on the side.
Okay.
So there we go. Just like I knew what I was doing.
Extra spicy, yummy.
Yep. So now I'm going to take the other end of the rib and kind of rub it just like that. And then I'm going to come back. By the way,
Me too.
ribs are eaten with the hands. And even if it does it otherwise, forget about it.
I like the spicy.
Wonderful.
Oh,
Not too
boy.
bad. Little kick.
Delicious.
I'm going to put more. See, I'm a glutton for punishment. So here we go.
It's so awesome here, you guys. You walk in, it's so relaxed, the atmosphere. There's a little meat market up there. It's like old-fashioned meat market. You can whatever you want. The game's on if you want to watch the game. You want to rock out to some music. It's pretty relaxed, huh, Dave?
Absolutely. And all the meat you see in their counter is meat they cook. Now, you got to save room for. You should taste the potato salad.
Okay.
Got to have potato salad when you barbecue. So here we go.
Oh my god. I can eat here breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Everything made fresh every day. So very, very, very important. All right, now for the ball
What's
tip.
this?
That is the ball tip.
Okay.
This is barbecued. Looks like it's got a little slaw and some tomato on it, so I'll give you a little piece. Here we go. Cut it down. Hopefully I got it cut through. Now it's going to be, there you go.
Oh boy.
I'm a chef, I'm allowed to do that, so
Oh, that
I'm
looks
gonna cut a
delicious
piece
already. I don't even
myself.
know where to start.
I'm going to do it the wrong way. I just make a mess. That's the hard part. When you cut up a beautiful sandwich, you don't get it. All right, let's see here.
Oh, that is so good.
There it is. All right, now I'm going to
The
get my
tomato
ball tip.
complements it very well.
It does. And here I go with my bite.
I think we should do the show, not talking and just eating.
It's a hard part.
I could do that. Dave, what's this?
That is a broccoli bacon salad.
Bacon?
There you go. By the way,
It's delicious.
it's so tender. And that smoke flavor and that coleslaw, really great traditional summertime sandwich. Can't go wrong with this. And boy, there's enough for both Brandy and I.
Oh,
You know,
definitely.
very generous. Now here,
Okay,
I see a piece of bacon.
twist my arm.
There you go. See the piece of bacon?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. What do I do here?
There's your
Just
bacon.
gonna scoop it all
All
up
right,
in there. Look at all
absolutely,
that
there
bacon.
you go. Nothing better, nothing easier to do than a nice salad like this in the summertime. It looks like there's some. We've got some grapes
Wow.
in there, grapes, and just a whole lot of beautiful.
That's a great summertime salad right there.
You know what? I could almost eat that as a meal.
Me too. Has
I'm
everything in
loving
there.
it. Tinder's is such a great place, and the great thing is, you can call to order. You can do what you just come down here. They always have stuff prepared, and all kinds of meats. And if you want to cook it yourself, I can give you a little hint. If you like fresh bacon, they got an apple with smoked bacon here. It is absolutely over the top and delicious. Much more to come. We're having fun.
It's awesome. Check out the atmosphere. Come down and try these awesome ribs. I'll probably be here every day. You can probably see me when you walk in the door.
Much more to come. Stay tuned and stand by. You're watching the Wake Up Call here on LoadedTV.com. Zooming around the world from the biggest little city, Reno. We'll be back right after Brandy munches more. Where's my rib? Eve?
We're so good. Eve? Oh my god.
Strike a pose. Strike a pose.
I'm Brandy DeQuinn.
I'm Dave Preston.
Jones,
Ken McKim, host of the Wake Up Call.
live here at the Bonanza Casino.
Every weekday morning.
From 9 to 10 a.m.
And welcome back. You're watching LoadedTV.com, live from the Bonanza Casino in Reno, Nevada, the Wake Up Call. And we have Oscar here with his summer movie preview.
That is true. Everything you just said, sir, is true.
I try to be factual.
And I like when you speak the truth. I love it. I love it. I love it when you speak the truth. That is right, kids. That's usually we're in here. We're talking a movie. We're talking two movies. We're talking whatever the big releases are this weekend. Which let's get that out of the way right now. The two big releases this weekend are Pain and Gain, which is Michael Bay's indie film. Featuring,
indie film.
Because when Michael Bay makes a movie for $35 million, it's an independent film.
No.
But with The Rock, Mark Wahlberg, Tony Shalhoub is in it, a bunch of people, Anthony Mackie, big cast. I actually didn't get a chance to see it yet. It's getting middling reviews, which most Michael Bay movies get. Michael Bay's not what you would call a critic's favorite, or
no, he's a punching bag.
Yeah, and kind of another bag that starts with D. But
wasn't gonna go
yeah,
there, but you're speaking movie truth.
That's
so.
true. Yeah, that's what we do. That's what I'm saying. We're truth.
Speaking the movie truth.
We're talking truth. But so that's one of the big. It's getting okay reviews. Should be interesting. A different type of flick for Michael Bay is what they're saying. Doesn't necessarily work, but some people are kind of giving him props for trying to do something a little bit different, a little bit smaller. And then the other big release, if you could call it that, for a movie that's been held for over a year, is The Big Wedding, which is just as what it looks like, as it should be, is just getting dumped on by anybody and everybody who can. Like the resident activity this week is let's kick Big Wedding while it's down. It's got a pretty impressive cast on paper with Robert De Niro and Robin Williams and Diane Keaton and Susan Sarandon. I mean, it might have been more impressive had the movie been made 20 years ago with that cast. But it just doesn't look impressive, and it's getting on RottenTomatoes.com right now a whopping 2% of critics.
Fantastic.
2% of critics on RottenTomatoes.com are giving it a positive percentage. 2% out of about 100 reviews right now from all across the country for Big Wedding. That is awful. It is the worst reviewed movie of the year so far. So please just avoid it. And it's not even like one of those bad movies where it ends up being entertaining. That's what they're saying. They're saying it's just horrible. Just a sloppy, generic, boring, fake Hollywood stupid movie. All these people are just waiting to get their paychecks. And that's it. Anyway,
that's fantastic.
Those are the big releases there this weekend. Last week I saw Oblivion and Rob Zombie's The Lords of Salem. Oblivion starts off interesting, then just becomes this repetitive like rip-off of all these real popular science fiction films. There's a little bit of Wall-E, a little bit of Independence Day, a whole lot of Matrix, a whole lot of a great film called Moon with Sam Rockwell and Duncan Jones. Moon just gets ripped off every way. It's a pretty movie to look at. If you've never seen any of those movies, I'm sure it'll come off very original. If you have, I would wait until Redbox maybe at the best. And Lords of Salem is a sack of crap. Don't worry about that. Just I walked out of it. One of the worst movies of the year. One of the first movies in a while that I've walked out on.
Wow.
I like Rob Zombie. I think he's an interesting director. Lords of Salem is such a misfire and such a disaster in coherence, and it's just a random squeamish gore fest. Like, it's just too bad. But
I
anyway,
wanted to walk out on The Fifth Element, but I was in my own living room, so.
Yes, yeah. So you can't, you can't walk into the other room or into the kitchen. So.
That's right.
All right, so let's get to it. Summer movies season starts next week. It is going to be a bloodbath this summer. It is. It is going to be a battle to the death for your money, and I love it. I love it. It's literally, there's something interesting coming out every week. Not a lot of dead spots. There are a couple. It starts off next week, of course, with Iron Man 3, which is going to have a huge showing.
Fantastic.
That comes out May 3rd.
Really excited for that one.
Look it out. They are going to do some Iron Man marathons in some areas, so take a look where you can go and pay and sit in a movie theater all day and watch Iron Man, Iron Man 2, The Avengers, I believe, is part of it, and then Iron Man 3, so at the end of the night. So that's always going to be fun. I'll probably do that because I have no life or girlfriend. So that'll be fun. Iron Man 3 is going to make a ton of money. Like, the first Iron Man did about $318 million domestically. The second one did about $312, so it went down a little bit. Iron Man 2 was not a great flick. Fun movie if you're a nerd like me, but not a great flick. The Avengers, though, this is the way you got to look at Iron Man 3, as not a sequel to Iron Man 2, but as a sequel to The Avengers. That's kind of how you have to look at it, because it's part of this world.
Right.
So I have a feeling Iron Man 3 is going to do a ton of business. It's going to be have a big showing. Just how big, we'll see. Depends on how long the feeling sticks after the Avengers.
Mike was asking what the storyline for Iron Man 3 is.
Well, they're basing this storyline, without going too much into it, because I don't know that much. They're trying to keep some stuff hidden. But what it seems like is they're basing off of a comic book arc called Extremis, which is about some super soldiers and about an army of Iron Men that get built. It's like a new technology for the Iron Man suit that gets like infused with some people. So there's kind of this war going on. A lot of politics. It's kind of being described as like a big budget political thriller. That's kind of the way they describe it. Like a Tom Clancy novel with Iron Man. That's kind of what they're saying about this movie.
That is a fantastic combination.
Exactly. So Iron Man 3 is going to be a big show. That's next week. Then keep it moving. May 10th, the following week, The Great Gatsby. The Great Gatsby comes out, a big budget adaptation of The Great Gatsby with Baz Luhrmann, who did Moulin Rouge, Romeo and Juliet, which I loved. I wasn't a huge fan of Moulin Rouge. I loved Romeo and Juliet.
Yep.
With DiCaprio, with Tobey Maguire. You got a bunch of people in there. Was actually supposed to come out at Christmas time. We were just talking about this, which I think would have given it a better shot to make a little bit more money. They were going to put it out at Christmas time, where it could have had a big showing and been one of the only flicks out there. They pushed it until May to the summer so they could convert it into 3D. So you'll be able to see A Great Gatsby in 3D, which finally apparently is what everybody has wanted to do. What are we missing with The Great Gatsby?
All the ladies wanted DiCaprio
in
3D.
Exactly.
That's what it was.
So that seems like an odd choice to me. That doesn't come off as a 3D type movie, and I think that might hurt it because it's sandwiched in between a lot of real big budget, real huge potential films. So I think it's going to kind of get lost in the shuffle where it could have flourished a little bit more at Christmas
and
time.
like we were talking about, all they saw was the dollar signs from being able to charge more for 3D tickets.
Yeah, exactly. That's all they were trying to do. So, that's a shame. But I'm sure, as for the movie itself, I'm sure it'll be fun. I'm sure it'll be good. I'm intrigued because the main thing that intrigues me about it is Jay-Z is scoring the movie. for the first time ever, Jay-Z will be doing an original score to a movie, and it's The Great Gatsby. So that sounds like an odd, but I'm really excited about it. Jay-Z doesn't really kind of go, he kind of, when he steps his toe into something new, he goes all the way in. So that'll be, he doesn't really tip his toe, he jumps head first, and then he might get sick of it and never go into a pool again, but, you know, he tries at least. When he tries, he tries. So it'll be interesting. Then the following Wednesday, May 15th, Star Trek Into Darkness. Sequel, yes. The sequel.
Been waiting for months for this.
A sequel to J.J. Abrams' last Star Trek movie, which was the most successful in the franchise's history.
Yep. Huge reboot.
Awesome. Huge reboot. Did a nice job of kind of redoing it on its own while respecting everything that had come before with the alternate timeline storyline. This is, it just, I mean, looks like more of the same, just bigger, on a bigger scale. Benedict Cumberbatch, who is in Sherlock, and, this is going to be a breakout role for him. Like, he's going to be everywhere after this movie, so watch out for Benedict Cumberbatch, who plays the villain.
They were having trouble filming episodes of Sherlock because Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman, who was Bilbo Baggins, are so busy because they're very successful now, and so they've had to work around.
It's intriguing. It'll be interesting to see how, if that show sticks around now that they're both so huge, because Bilbo's going to, or Martin Freeman's going to be around for a while. And blah, blah, blah. So anyway, our Star Trek Into Darkness is going to be huge. Then on May 24th, Memorial Day weekend is going to be interesting. Fast 6. The Hangover Part 3, and an animated film called Epic. All three look very interesting. Hangover 3 looks like totally different than the other movies. They promised something totally darker, a lot different, not a rehash of the other two.
Good.
So that'll be an interesting flick. That's going to be a bloodbath for some money. May 31st, you have After Earth, which is M. Night Shyamalan's new movie starring Will Smith and his son Jaden. Again, that could hurt. Man, Will Smith is going to help it. M. Night Shyamalan could hurt it. He hasn't had a good.
The trailer looks boring as hell.
Yeah, it looks. It depends on what you see. It looks odd. It doesn't look like a summer movie either. But Will Smith, you got to put it in the summer. That'll be interesting. May 31st, because there's a movie. Movie coming out. I got all excited. There's a movie coming out on May 31st called Now You See Me. It's with Jesse Eisenberg and Woody Harrelson and Morgan Freeman and Michael Caine and Isla Fisher and a lot of a really good cast, really strong cast. Not a huge name cast, but a good cast. Directed by Louis Leterrier, who did The Incredible Hulk, who did the Transporter movies about magician. Oh, Mark Ruffalo's in it as well. Who did it's about magicians, a true story supposedly about magicians pulling off heists. That could be a sleeper. That looks like it has really good potential to make some more money.
Sounds like a great cast.
Yeah, really good stuff. Then you got The Internship, which is basically Wedding Crashers at Google with Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson on June 7th.
Okay.
This is the end on June 12th, which is the Seth Rogen apocalyptic movie with his buddies, basically all these guys from the Judd Apatow movies playing themselves, and then the world ends and they got to survive. It looks hilarious. They did a panel for it at WonderCon. It just looks so funny. There's so many celebrities dying in the apocalypse, and it just looks so silly, ridiculous, raunchy, funny. It looks perfect. June 14th, Man of Steel, Superman, the new reboot with Zack Snyder, Henry Cavill, Christopher Nolan produced, written by David Goyer, had a hand in writing all the Batman, the Dark Knight trilogy. That's going to be huge. If it's any good whatsoever, it's going to be the movie to beat.
Some people have said they're worried that Superman is going to become a little too emo.
I don't think so. It looks. I think from what I've read, they tried to go completely the other way, because I don't know what could have, how it could be any more emo from the last Superman Return. From Superman Returns, where he's peering outside of Lois's window, watching her happy with her husband. That's about as emo as it gets, brother. So I don't know how it can get any more emo. It definitely looks like a slightly darker turn, but a much bigger film. Zack Snyder doesn't do anything small. He respects the mythology. I think if Man of Steel is any good, which, based on all the accounts and all the pre-screenings and advanced screenings they've had, not only is it good, but people are saying it's the best Superman movie of all time. This reboot will not only launch a whole new franchise in the style of like the Dark Knight kind, not totally, because you can't do Superman like you do Batman, but
not the same at all.
But kind of the same idea. Not only will this is not meant to be a one movie thing. It's not a sequel. It's restarting, and it's meant to open the door to all these other DC characters like Marvel has done with their movies.
Right.
So it will open a door to Flash and Wonder Woman and another Green Lantern and another new Batman to fit in this world, and maybe a Justice League movie down the road. A lot of stuff. Superman, A lot of stuff writing.
We just got we got to kind of wrap it up
Okay.
here real quick. So.
Well, there's lots of, Monsters Inc. and Monsters University, World War Z, The Lone Ranger, The Heat. All these things are going to be big. The Wolverine on July 27th. My top 5 movies for the summer. This is what I think it's going to be.
Okay.
The top 5 movies to make money. Number 5, I think, is going to be Fast 6. That's Memorial Day weekend.
Okay.
That franchise just gets bigger and bigger, and I think this is going to be the biggest one. Fast and Furious 6, that comes out Memorial Day. It's going to be huge. Number 4, Despicable Me 2 was huge when it came out, the first one, and has found an even bigger life on DVD and Blu-ray. So Despicable Me 2, which comes out on 4th of July weekend, which is something to look at. It's a huge weekend.
Yep.
The same weekend as Lone Ranger, which doesn't look that interesting. Despicable Me 2, number 4, I think. Number 3, you're looking at Monsters University. Monsters Inc. is one of the more popular. Such a great flick for adults and kids.
Yes.
This is the prequel. Again, if it's any good, it's going to do huge business. Number 2, Iron Man 3. Again, it's just going to. And number 2 and number 1 are really kind of interchangeable. It's tough to say. Iron Man 3 is going to do so much business.
Yeah.
And then number 1, I think if it's any good, there is no stopping the Man of Steel. I think Man of Steel is going to be so big. Superman Returns was primed to do really well, and it just wasn't a very good movie, and that's what killed it and stopped it at $200 million, which is still a lot of money for a crappy movie. So, Man of Steel, if it's any good, the sky's the limit for Man of Steel. I'm excited about what it's going to open up and what it's going to start. That's the summer movie preview. And then Wolverine, that comes out. Look out for Now You See Me, Hangover, Pacific Rim, Epic. Those are all flicks that could do well as well. They'll have some interesting traction coming up. So.
Cool. Fantastic. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching LoadedTV.com, and stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Where's the best place to find out what's really happening? Find it every Thursday in the Reno News and Review. In-depth reporting, balanced news coverage, insightful entertainment reviews, award-winning journalism you won't find anywhere else, best editorial writing, best entertainment writing, best business news story, best investigative story, best local columnist. The Reno News and Review, when you want to know what's really happening.
Oh, it's been a good week. We're going to do events really quickly, sponsored by the Reno
News and Review.
So pick up your copy if you haven't yet. They come out on Thursdays.
Awesome.
Word.
I'm at Freight House tonight, 6 p.m. We do a pregame set, and then we're there from 10 to 12 p.m.
That should be so much fun. There's going to be fireworks.
The weather's amazing.
Amazing weather. Freight House, you can't go wrong. Natalie singing.
And the Fresno Grizzlies are in town. Go Giants.
Yeah, right.
That's right. They're the farm team for the Giants. Sorry, Aces. Too bad.
Sorry.
Maybe you should have something to do with. Maybe you should.
What about you this week? You got beer pong?
Yes, as always, every Friday and Saturday, I am at beer pong, Harris Reno, Zone 21, right inside there, next to the blackjack pit. Yes, I do hit on the girls as much as I can.
Next month or no, June? Not till June.
And then.
Real quick,
stage there always.
Jay and Mary, thank you very much. I've been working my butt off on the website all week, so I'm glad that you like it.
That's
nice.
Awesome.
Really
I'm glad you're noticed.
Thank you.
That's
Yeah,
really
Stuart
cool.
and I have been. You should have seen the emails flying back and forth all this week. So.
I know. I'm like, what are you doing? He's working on the website. I'm like, oh my god.
Couple more events.
I'm going to be doing a sexy photo shoot for the new website here pretty soon.
That's going to be on our members only page.
Yes.
You're going to have to pay. We're charging $50 a year for exclusive content all year long. It's going to be,
How much is beer
sexy
pong? Amanda
pictures.
wants to know.
Beer pong's $20 per team. It happens every Friday and Saturday. Sign-ups are from 8:30 to 10 o'clock. Double elimination tournament. You're going to have a chance to win some cash. So,
Or you just sit there at the bar and listen to Oscar on the mic.
Exactly. Word up.
You guys, April is seriously almost over, and I still haven't even done this yet, and I need to. Microchip your pets for free. Your turtles and ducks and all of them, dogs and cats.
Microchipping a duck.
Maybe, I might try.
I'm trying to picture how they.
I'm going to try to microchip my duck. I'll see what they say. But it's free the whole month of April at Washoe Animal Services if you're a Washoe County resident. April's almost over.
It is.
True.
The year is almost half over. It's going to be June before you know it.
Let's not talk about that.
It's crazy. It's flying by.
It really is.
No other. Okay, so Mother's Day is coming up.
Yep.
Cactus Creek has an amazing Mother's Day brunch from 10 to 2, and then they also have a dinner going on.
There are a lot of places that you could book, but you better book now. Like Natalie was saying yesterday, you're going to be out in the cold. You don't make that phone call.
Well, you just won't get what you want. I'm sure you can find some place, like Jack in the Box or something.
Yeah,
That's what I do. That's what I do.
Come on, Mom.
Come on, let's go.
I'm going to treat you to a jumbo jack.
Get your reservations early. You'll be glad that you did. You'll look like a hero.
Try the aisles. Also, Bistro 7 has attended to brunch as well. Free play Fridays at Bonanza from 3 to 11, and Cactus Creek Happy Hour is from 4 to 5 p.m. Check that out as well. Here at the Bonanza Casino.
Word up.
Word up. Word to your mother.
Week.
All right.
Lots
Wow.
coming up. Hopefully, I think we're going to be having a musical guest next week. So just stay tuned. Tell your friends. We're all good to go, right?
Yeah, like us on Facebook.
That's it.
And spread the word.
Have a great weekend. We'll be back on Monday.
Awesome
9
we
o'clock.
We're so
See you guys
cool.
later.
Tell everybody how cool we are.
Yes.
I'll be
Tell them we're
sleeping
cool.
on Monday at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, whatever. Go home and sleep.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
Thanks for
Love
chatting
you.
Take care.
in. John, Sweet Honey, King, Olive, Pete, Amanda, Mary, J, Lee. Just to name a few. BLD.
Superman. Just felt like saying that out loud. I don't know.
Is Natalie drinking Bloody Mary? Says
Again.
John. Again, Natalie.
Again.
Watching the Wake Up Call!